Hello everybody and welcome, I am Bricker Boom, and Happy New Year to everyone. Now, what else could start the year off better than with a run that will not make me want to pull my hair out? Or beard, because I have pretty short hair. I said in a prior video that I had never been able to use an Alakazam, and I'm actually pretty excited for this run. For Generation 1 especially, Alakazam was probably one of the most busted Pokemon out there. If you look at his speed and his special, it's not hard to see why. While he doesn't learn a wide variety of moves, the psychic moves he can learn are pretty powerful. We have the timid nature with our Alakazam, which means higher speed and less physical attack. Now, that's not heartbreaking, given the fact that our physical attack is so frail. We wouldn't be able to make use of it even if the nature increased our attack. For our ability, well, it's synchronized, because of course it is. Synchronized to me is both good and bad. It's great for paralysis, given the fact that it at least evens the playing field, but most of the time, for example, when we get poisoned from a poison type that can't be poisoned. So I feel like more often than not, we just can't make full use of it. Anyway, we give the rival Squirtle for no particular reason except for the fact that Venusaur would get decimated. We open up with Confusion and take it to under half as the Squirtle uses Tail Whip, and then we can go ahead and take it out next turn. Going through the beginning of the game, we actually do the optional rival fight first. While I don't think that we need the extra levels, it's kind of just muscle memory at this point. The rival first sends out Pidgey and we use Confusion and get a critical hit, which takes it out in one shot. Next up is Squirtle, and we take it to half as Squirtle uses Tail Whip, and then we take it out. After that, we can heal up and then head through Viridian Forest. And honestly, after having so many runs where we get poisoned, not gonna lie, feels pretty good to get through the forest without needing 1.5 million antidotes. After that, it's time for Brock, so let's see how we do. Geodude is up first, and we use Confusion to take it down in one shot. Next up is the Onix, and Confusion takes it to a sliver as we get hit with Rock Tomb, and it does lower our speed. Even with our paper-thin defense, Onix is just bad, so another Confusion allows us to take it out and win the battle. Going to the route ahead, as always, if you like this type of content, make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're continuously working to try and make videos a little bit better each time, while still keeping up with the 40-hour-week job. Also, what are your plans for the New Year's, or any goals that you may have? I think if things continue at the pace they're going, we'll be over 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2024, and with any luck, we'll see those watch hours continuing to creep up as well. Through the cave, we take down the trainers, we have to, and after that, we're in Cerulean. We could go and fight Misty first, but I think Starmie having that extra psychic typing will actually make it a little bit too hard, so we go ahead and go to the rival first and foremost. The rival starts off with Pidgeotto, and we use Psybeam, taking it out in one shot. Next up is Rattata, and it uses Quick Attack, and it crits for some pretty decent damage before going down. Squirtle is up, and Squirtle goes to red, then hits us with Water Gun before going down. Last is Abra, and for funsies, we use Mega Punch, and it does end up taking it out for a clean one-shot to win us the battle. We deal with the bridge, then the route to the north, and then after that we circle back to fight Misty. Misty sends out Staryu, and we use Psybeam to take it down in one shot. Next up is Starmie, and we can do about a third of damage. We can take it to red as Starmie begins recovering, and from here, the battle just begins to drag. We're able to do enough damage to take it to red, but we can't take it out unless we get a critical hit, and it can just stall us out with Recover. There's nothing useful to cover here except we confuse it, and it takes itself to a sliver, but guess what? Misty has healing items. This takes a few minutes of just pinging back and forth, but finally it just doesn't use Recover for whatever reason, and finally goes down. It was annoying, sure, but definitely not impossible. With Misty out of the way, we can head south, and it's time to hit up the ship. Now, we do end up doing a couple extra battles on the ship for the items that we can get. Psychic moves, especially the move Psychic itself, is a powerful one, but one thing we run into is running out of PP. While we could technically stack up on multiple attacking Psychic moves, I don't want to do that if I don't have to, so having an extra Ether or Elixir until we can finally get some PP ups could be beneficial, especially when we get to the Dark Cave. With the rival on board, he sends out Pidgeotto, and it goes down with With the rival on the ship, he sends out Pidgeotto and it goes down to Psybeam. Wartortle is next and Psybeam takes it to red as it uses Withdrawal. Because of that, another Psybeam takes it out. Raticate is next and Psybeam takes it down in one shot as well. Last up is Kadabra and another Psybeam takes it down to win the battle. I wonder if we'll be able to make it through this game without fainting. We do grab Cut, and then after that it's time to head off the ship. We head to Diglett Cave. We grab our HM Mon for Cut, and also being able to dig back to the Poke Center, because I don't plan on keeping Teleport forever. Then head to Surge's gym and see how annoying the trash can puzzle is for us, and actually, it's not too bad this time around. With the battle against Surge, he sends out Voltorb first, and Psybeam knocks it out. Pikachu is up, and, well, it's a Pikachu, so it goes down. Last is Raichu, and Psybeam takes it to red as Raichu uses Thunder Wave, but Synchronize does make Raichu also get paralyzed. Surge heals, and we stay paralyzed. Then Surge heals the paralysis, and we stay paralyzed. Then Raichu double teams, but we break past all of that to hit it with a Psybeam for the victory. While we're not halfway through the game, we are going through the game at a pretty quick speed. As I've said, Alakazam is an absolute powerhouse of a Pokemon, even with Bite being Dark-type in this generation. As long as we're able to outspeed, there's a good chance that we're going to one-shot it. However, on the off chance that we don't one-shot the Pokemon, and it has a physical attack to fire back at us, well, then it may not end too well for us. But we grab our bike and then head through the Dark Cave. While I won't show footage because bag maintenance isn't the most fun thing to watch, this is where the lack of moves got in the way. Only having 20 PP total, since we don't know any other attacking moves, we do end up needing to ether up along the way, so we don't waste time teleporting out, healing up, and then going back through without the trainer battles. So, in no time at all, we find ourselves in Celadon City. And with Celadon City, we go ahead and make our way through the game corner, because obviously we're going to do that first, and we go to square off against Giovanni. Giovanni starts with Onyx, and we can take it out with Psychic that we learned along the way. Kangaskhan is a bit tankier. We do critical hit it, and that does take it down. Not sure if it was needed, but you won't hear me complain. Because we also take down the Rhyhorn with one shot, and that wins us the Giovanni battle. Before heading back to Lavender, we make our way to Erica, and I think you can probably guess how it goes. We don't even bother healing up after fighting the people in the gym because of how confident I am in Alakazam's ability, and as you can see here, it was well-placed trust as we one-shot every one of her Pokemon without taking a point of damage. Now this is where we reach a point in the game where we're pretty over-leveled, and that usually happens in solo runs. Thing is, in most solo runs, we usually need it. But so far, Alakazam hasn't. Either way, we head to the tower and challenge the rival. The rival sends out Pidgeotto first, and a critical hit Psychic takes it out in one shot. Following that, Wartortle, Growlithe, Execute, and even his Kadabra all go down to one-shots as well. With that out of the way, now we're officially past the halfway point of the game. We can do a little bit of a laundry list of things, including Cycling Road, the Safari Zone, and the trainers that are in Koga's gym. Funnily enough, the trainers in Koga's gym are actually what cause us the most problems that we've had in the entire run. Hypno is pretty tanky and can typically survive a shot and then clap back with a hard-hitting physical move. With that being said, the trainers were more of a challenge than Koga himself. We're able to mow down his entire team of Pokemon without any issues whatsoever. While poison types are tanky, they're quite slow, and we get rid of them pretty quickly. On to Silphco, and if needed, there is plenty of cannon fodder here, but with any luck, we won't need to go around training. We do a few mandatory trainer battles to get the bed, the key card, and make our way to the rival. The rival has some evolved Pokemon now, and sends out Pidgeot first, and we use Psychic to take it out in one shot, and get a level up in the process. Blastoise is up, and Psychic crits to take it out, though with him being fully evolved, I think the crit was needed. After that, both the Growlithe and the Execute go down to one shot. Last is Alakazam, and we can take it to yellow, but it only sets up Future Sight before we finish it off with Psychic. Time to see how we do against Giovanni, and once again, there isn't much to cover. While he has some fully evolved Pokemon, 2 of them are part poison, 1 of them has a horrid speed, and 1 of them is pretty alright. I'll let you decide which is which. Now to go see how we do with another Psychic user. We're still over-leveled, but not nearly as much as we were before. Her first Kadabra goes to red and sets up Future Sight, then Sabrina heals up. We take it back to red, then take it out. Venomoth is next, and we take a bit of damage from Future Sight, and then we knock the Venomoth out, leveling up in the process. Mr. Mime goes to yellow with Psychic, and fires back with Psybeam for pitiful damage before going down as well. Finally, it's her Alakazam, and we take it below half as it sets up Calm Mind. The next Psychic takes it to a sliver, and then Alakazam uses Recover. So we get a bit cheeky, and we set up our own Calm Mind as Alakazam recovers, and then we Calm Mind again. We recover as the Alakazam Calm Minds a few times, and then after that a few more Calm Minds on both sides. We do finally get ready to go on the offensive, and then a critical hit Psychic absolutely destroys us. While it's a bummer that we did get taken out like that, I'm glad that it was by Sabrina of all people. For the second attempt, we go ahead and set up the Calm Mind against the first Kadabra, and then in doing that it allows us to take out most of her team with no problem. Even the Alakazam goes down to a single shot due to our boosted Psychic attack. With that, we only have 2 gems to go, and have only been knocked out once, so let's go ahead and fight Blaine. Blaine first sends out Growlithe, and it goes down in one shot. With the Arcanine, we can take it to low yellow as Fire Blast connects, does a good chunk of damage, and then burns us. Blaine heals up, and we take it to red, but unfortunately Blaine keeps healing up, and we do end up taking it down, but due to the fact that the burn damage kept racking up, we actually end up fainting the moment the Ponyta is out. Take 2. Growlithe goes down in one shot, Arcanine goes to red, and Fire Blast misses this time. Blaine does still heal a few times, but since we're not dealing with the burn damage whittling us away, we can take it down without too much of a problem. Ponyta's next, and we can take it down with a one-shot. Last up is Rapidash, and it also goes down to a single Psychic as well. It's funny, normally in Nuzlocke, when I lose a Pokemon, it's due to dumb plays or randomizer nonsense. In this, both times were just bad luck on my side. But we don't have to worry about that, because in no time at all, we've made our way to Giovanni, and we can fight him for the final time. And just like every other time, we can one-shot sweep the entirety of his team. With that, it's the last of the gym battles, and we have one more battle before we get to the Elite Four, and that's the Rival. Pidgeot is up first, and we use Psychic to take it to red as Wing Attack does a good bit of damage before it goes down. Blastoise is sent out, and we use Psychic to take it to right about half as Bite hits us hard, but another Psychic takes it out. This isn't great. We recover with Rhyhorn, hoping it doesn't destroy us with physical moves, and we take the time to set up with Recover and Calm Mind, and then recover again a few times to top off our HP as best as we can. Thankfully, we don't get punished by a crit, and swap to Psychic to take it down. Growlithe is out, and Psychic will critical hit it to take it down. Execute, likely due to our Calm Mind boosts, also goes down to Psychic, and finally we have an Alakazam, who goes to yellow, and thankfully misses Disable, since it is our only attacking move, and we can go ahead and take it out. Now that we have little left to do in this particular run, and as much as I want to see just how quickly we beat the game, I do actually end up going around and collect some PP ups. I want to make sure that the 1 max ether that we have and the 1 elixir that we have is enough. Technically, it doesn't matter which you decide to hunt down, since the end product will mostly be the same. But after we get those stocked up, it's time to see how we do with fighting the Elite Four and our nemesis, Lorelei. Lorelei sends out Dugong, and 2 Psychics take it out. With Lapras, we take it to yellow, and the berry thankfully pulls it out of healing range as we get hit with Confuse Ray. Thankfully, we don't hit ourselves, and we can take it out. As Cloyster comes out, and knowing there are still 2 Psychic types left, we go ahead and set up Calm Mind as Cloyster wastes time with Protect, and the confusion it wears off. We swap over to Psychic to take it out. Slowbro is out, and between the Hail and Psychic damage, it goes to red, but we lower its special, so when Lorelei heals up, we can take it out. Last is Jinx, and we can take it to yellow, as Lovely Kiss thankfully misses, and then we can take it out. After so many runs where Lorelei destroys us, it feels good to have a run where we wrap things up with her so quickly. Bruno is next, and it's an absolute massacre, so let's see if Agatha fares any better than the poor fighting boy. Gengar is first, and we take it out with a single Psychic. Golbat is next, and we use Shockwave, which is what we replace Reflect with, and take it to red as Confuse Ray hits. Agatha heals and we swap to Confuse Ray just in case and smack ourselves before getting a successful Calm Mind, and Air Cutter hits hard. Snapping out of Confusion, Shockwave now takes it out due to the boosts. After that, we can take out the remainder of her team with 1 Psychic each. Now, on to Lance. Lance first sends out Gyarados, and we set up Calm Mind as it hits Dragon Rage. We get greedy and try to set up a second Calm Mind, and then a Hyper Beam turns us into a little pile of ash with only 2 spoons remaining. This takes around 15 or 20 attempts because I wanted to see if Gyarados goes for Hyper Beam turn 2 every single time, and out of every attempt that we did, that seems to be the case. We don't necessarily need to level up, we just have to bide our time and play a little bit smarter. So, we set up Calm Mind, get hit with Dragon Rage, then use Shockwave to take it out. We swap to Psychic when Aerodactyl comes out, and that does take it out in 1 shot. Then, when Dragonite comes out, we do a good deal of damage, and the berry heals up, and it actually misses its attack, which is what allows us to take it out the next turn. After that, the 2 Dragonair aren't any kind of problem, and that's the end of Lance, but there is 1 battle left. The rival sends out Pidgeot first, and we use Psychic to take it to yellow as Aerial Ace hits. We can then take it out and level up. Arcanine is next, and Psychic takes it to yellow, hitting us to red, and then it uses Extreme Speed to take us out. Fair enough. It takes a few tries, but we start with Calm Minding against the Pidgeot, and Pidgeot actually uses Feather Dance, which is perfect because we're not using physical attacks. We use another Calm Mind as Aerial Ace takes a good chunk of damage before swapping to attacking and taking it down. Arcanine is next and hits us really hard with Extreme Speed, but thankfully, it goes down to a single Psychic. When Blastoise comes out, we know that it can't do a whole lot, so we spend some time recovering and setting up a few Calm Minds before taking it down while it preps the Skull Bash. When Alakazam is out, we take it to a Sliver with Shockwave, and knowing it'll heal up, we do 1 more Calm Mind, and then the next Shockwave takes it out. After that, Rhydon is a 1-shot, and then Exeggutor is a 1-shot to win the battle and the run. I'll be honest, I really enjoyed using Alakazam. I've had Pokemon before that lets us buff up, but we have to be careful since we had no way of recovering. With Alakazam, we could buff up, heal up, and then roll through the battle, assuming they didn't have anything hard-hitting physical moves. It was a lot of fun, and I have some more fun It was a lot of fun, and I do have some more runs planned, including full evolutions, single-stage evolutions, and more. As always, thanks to those who sub to me on Patreon, which the link is below if interested. If you have any other runs that you want to see me attempt, even if it's not necessarily a Pokemon game, but maybe a Pokemon-style game, let me know in the comments below. And, as always, if you liked the video, even if you didn't like the video, think about hitting the like and subscribe button, because it really does help me out. And until next time, everybody, peace out. Oh, and Happy New Year.